Welcome to Texas, Nate Smith.
What's happening, everybody? Yeah. Nice and hot.
Yeah, how's it feel to be in Texas?
Man, you know, I'm glad I'm drinking water. I'll tell you that much. But it's great to be here.
The last time we saw you was backstage at the Media Row at the ACM Awards.
Yeah,
that was a cool experience for all of it. It was like our first ACMs, your first ACMs. We were all doing it together the first time. It was pretty awesome.
So cool they did it here, in Texas. So.
Yeah, how's your grandmother doing? I follow you on Instagram.
Oh,
she just had
man,
knee
she's
surgery.
good. She's walking around now. She's out of it. They don't cut her any slack. They're like, girl, you got to get up right now. You got to move that leg. He's like, or I'm going to do it for you. And it's like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
So she's up walking and moving around, doing great. But that was really cool that she came to that show. And my buddy Chris caught that moment on camera. And it was just really, really
Instant
special. I'll have that for the rest of my life. I have a whole 4 minutes of it, actually. I just cut the very end of it. But something I'll never forget.
You could tell in that moment she was zoned in. It was like you and her, the only ones in that arena. She was so proud of you. I could feel it through the video. I don't want to tear up right now.
Oh, it was crazy. It made me tear up. And I was on stage at one point during Wreckage, and we made eye contact, and she looks at me. She kind of puts her hands up, looking around all the lights. She's like, "What's this?" And I put my hands up. I go, "I don't know. I have no idea why that's happening. I don't have any clue why they're doing that, but it really is really special, and it made me look good in front of her." So
that's awesome. Now, I was talking to Mike yesterday. Your story, I didn't know this. You're from California, and you have a unique story where your home actually burned down from a fire. I don't know if you feel comfortable talking about that, but I'd love to hear the story from you.
Yeah. So I moved to Nashville for the first time in 2008. And I got a publishing deal, and I had a record deal on the table. The record deal fell through, so I wrote songs for a few years at a Christian publishing company called Centricity Music. And, I was there for a few years, and then I went through a divorce and moved back to California, where I'm from. And I've always had a job everywhere I went as a certified nurse assistant. Anywhere I go, I had that licensing. So it was really helpful to be able to move around and do that and have a job somewhere, And I love taking care of people. But fast forwarding 10 years, I moved back to my hometown Paradise. I was helping out my brother at his church. He was the youth pastor there. And I was helping the kids out, getting the youth band going and man, play this, play that. And then I was working at the hospital at this time in neurotrauma and ICU. And then our town caught on fire unexpectedly. Really, really weird. But it was one of those things where it's I left town early that morning. I had a doctor's appointment out of town. So I got out pretty early because of that. And realized, I wasn't going to be able to go back up there, and I lost everything. And my brother lost his house and stuff, and 80 some odd people passed away in that. And it was just a really, really, really sad thing that happened. Your hometown, like the church I grew up in, gone.
Yeah.
Spots that you used to hang out at, gone. And you couldn't recognize anywhere you were at. You look around at the streets and you're like, the landmarks are gone. So you don't even know where you're at. You're like, this is so crazy. But a buddy of mine from my first move to Nashville, he sent me a guitar. So I wrote a song called One of These Days about the fires, and raised a little bit of money with that and gave it to this random single mom that was moving out of town, and gave her everything that I made off of it. And then was like, man, the power of country music's incredible. And I just started writing songs again, and still working at the hospital a little bit, and then eventually started playing shows. And my dad ended up selling the house that I was living in because I needed to move in with dad after I lost my place.
Yeah.
And then my buddies did a GoFundMe for me, and I moved to Nashville and lived out of my car for a little bit and ran out of money and all that good stuff.
Is it safe to say that you look at life totally different now? You have a totally different perspective now?
For sure, because one of the reasons why that's true is because I pretty much there's a thing called a fire map, and it had like a time lapse kind of, and you could see where the fire went and when it went there. And if I would have been there another hour and a half or so, I wouldn't be here. So
wow.
That's the crazy thing. I worked night shift at the hospital, so I should have been sleeping, but I had that doctor's appointment at 8:30 in the morning that day. So it gives me chills because that was as close as it can get, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've heard about the in detail in it's a Cliff Notes version of your story. We've talked about it briefly, but not in that much detail. It's almost as if if you look at country music as a whole, the songs that really relate and are long lasting are real life relatable songs, and it's almost like if that's so real life. You can't get more real life than what you went through. It's just this is your story. That's how you got started, and now you're writing songs. You're had a kick-ass first number one that we were so excited
Thank you
about,
for that.
and
So
we're
much.
already, and to almost like a full circle moment that your next single is World on Fire.
And it dude, honestly, it touches on the town. So
Yeah.
I was talking about how I couldn't recognize Paradise anymore. There's lines in there with that language and stuff like that, and we just put it into a relationship, but it's all rooted in the fire.
You're almost like paying homage to that experience and to the people who unfortunately passed away, the people that survived, like yourself, and it's even if you don't know the story, it's there.
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
tribute.
man.
Yeah,
exactly. So
I love that.
Are you going to perform Snow Patrol tonight?
not tonight, but it's coming. So we are going to record it very soon.
Pull
so.
Luke Combs with Fast Cars.
I haven't recorded it yet or anything, and we've just been teasing it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like the views are going up and everything. And I'm like, we better get our butts on this because I'm gonna really make people mad. Just like World on Fire, that was the same thing. Like we were teasing it and we didn't have a plan to release it. And they're like literally like it was aggressive.
So I get it. You're opening for Thomas Rhett. So time is limited, but maybe the next time you're in DFW, could we hear it?
I think there's a very good chance of that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
I do want to ask you this. I don't know if you're following the stories. Like Morgan Wallen, he had a boot thrown at him on stage. Dylan Scott had a prosthetic leg at Faster Horses.
Wow.
Drake's got all these bras thrown at him.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you yet? Have you had weird things thrown at you?
You know, I've only got one bra in this whole time. It's kind of a shame, and but
Okay.
I get a lot of hats. A lot of
that's
hats,
cool.
and yeah.
Nice.
No one's
nice.
pegged me in the head yet.
So this is your first like big tour experience, right? What's been the coolest thing so far?
Man, I mean, there's so much. I mean, for one, and I'm kind of spoiling it a little bit, but I've been coming up every night with TR during Beer Camp Fix, which is unbelievable getting up there. It's a whole nother level of like nerves, and I mean, I'm like shaking when I get up there because it's just like, I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and he's such a superstar and amazing person, and giving me a chance to do that's unreal. So there's been that, and then just my whole crew is growing because we're literally like my production manager will link up with their production manager. I'm linking up with Cole and TR. My tour manager's linking up with their tour manager. So we're all just like elevating and growing and putting together our set list. We figured out how to put a whole show into 20 minutes with moments and
way.
everything. So it's really challenged us, and it's been awesome.
It's crazy because we do like these small shows for our station. We call them country close-ups, and to highlight up and coming new artists. But every single time, listeners will ask, Nate Smith, when's Nate Smith coming? We know he's touring with Thomas Rhett, but like, are y'all going to do something special with Nate Smith? Like, you've got a following, man.
Wow.
Does it feel like that for you? Has it clicked to you that they are loyal to you and your
kind of a big
music?
deal.
Man, I'm not at all, but I'm just glad that people like the songs, and it's been pretty cool.
They really can.
I know as plain as that is, but I just don't know how to react to that.
So the tour name is the Home Team Tour. What's your home team?
So like I like the Giants for baseball. Yeah, we like the 49ers.
There's a few 49er and
We like the
Giants
San Jose
fans.
Sharks, But I do support the Titans. I do support the Predators because I live there and stuff.
Of course.
But it's been fun kind of embracing every city that we go into. When you walk out with their jersey, they freak out.
Yeah.
And it's just a way, even though I don't like, that's not my team, it's kind of supporting them, and they like to see that,
Oh, for sure. Well, the Texas Rangers are doing pretty well right now. Is there any chance you might put on a Rangers jersey tonight?
I heard there's a jersey waiting for me. I don't know if it's
Okay, maybe.
Mavericks or
Maybe the Stars.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, that'd be
So
awesome.
don't judge me.
We're at the end, almost at the end of the tour. Are you planning any pranks? Are you preparing yourself to be pranked, or you think
Because
that's going to
Thomas Rhett
happen?
was talking about it earlier.
It's like I'm too like new at this to
Yeah.
really do that, but I'm probably gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I've got some ideas.
Okay.
I might interrupt the song or something.
We
like
won't
that.
spoil anything.
Yeah. So, and then one quick wild question, because I do follow you on Instagram. Your kid snacks that you posted.
I saw that and I was
Love
like,
that.
oh, like
Literally
literally,
me.
that is me.
So
Like,
if you're
I
listening
eat
right
like
now-
a 9-year-old. Ask my tour manager. He's here. I eat like a 9-year-old.
It's chicken
Hot
nuggets.
Pockets, chicken dinos, of course.
chicken di-
They
I
got to
was
be
gonna
shaped like a
ask you,
dino or I won't eat them. Yeah.
What's your guilty pleasure? Is it chicken dinos?
It's probably just mac and cheese. Like that's my favorite food group. So anything that fits in there, I'm usually pretty good with that.
I love it. I love it. Perfect.
Well, Nate, we can't wait to see the 20-minute show tonight.
We're gonna have
and
fun.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited?
Yes,
I'm
we're gonna
fired
be
up.
there. My fiance's super stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We'd love to meet him too.
Yeah,
So.
of
Just
course.
I'm just so so thrilled to see, from where we were a year ago with the first single to now to it feels like it's blown up, and I just can't wait to see what happens next.
I just appreciate everybody and helping me out. It's been such a journey, and like I know you guys really jumped on early and took a risk on me, and it means the world. So I'm excited. Yeah.
I love it when it pays off.